who is the face of the Warriors, it's Kevin Durant. He's playing the best basketball. He is the most efficient player. He is the most important player on that team now. And so I think should is irrelevant. I should be probably dating Kim Kardashian.
Derek Jeter was not the most talented Yankee. I could argue he wasn't the most talented shortstop on the Yankees. A-Rod was and moved to third.
Yes.
He was the face of the Yankees. Steph Curry, youth, kind of this millennial, I'll get along, never subversive. I find Steph Curry as the face. Kevin Durant's the better player. I think Kevin's the second best player on earth for about the last 8 years. Mm-hmm. Steph, to me, feels like San Francisco. He feels millennial. He feels youthful. This team feels very communal to me. And I think he's the face of that community, the star willing to relinquish the spotlight. That feels like, if you said Warriors brand, I'd be like Silicon Valley, smart, youthful, communal, giving, unselfish. That is Steph.
I'm with Colin on this one. Steph sets the tone. I know Draymond's the inspirational leader. KD's now the best player. But that unselfishness that they have in that organization, that is set by Steph Curry. And you don't have to be the best player to be the face of the team. People tell me all the time, legends, that Kareem was better than Magic. That if you rank them, Kareem's going to be higher than Magic in all-time rankings. But whose team was it? Magic was the face of that team. When the Sixers won in 1983, Moses Malone, MVP.
But it was Dr. J.
But it was Dr. J, the face of the team. Even recently with the Spurs, Duncan hasn't been the best player for a while, but he was still the face of that team in their last year.
Here's the difference. LeBron to Miami. They kept saying, it's Miami's team. It's Miami's team. But the aura of LeBron eventually took over.
For D-Wade.
It's the same thing with KD. KD is quiet, but it's his game. It's the way he plays. Steph is the cute, lovable kind of guy. But really, when you look at KD and how he plays the game, slowly that transition is with KD. Whether we like it or not, he's a transformative type of player.
We're not saying who's the best.
No, to be the face. To me.
Chris, one of the things you left out there when you talked about Dr. J and Kareem, these guys were all over 34. And the other guy, this is Steph in his prime. This isn't an old Steph Curry like a Dr. J that had a long legacy with the 76ers.
I mean, he still was a 21-point,
remember,
over
to be
50% from the
people largely, we do. But most of America doesn't watch the NBA until the conference finals. Then the numbers explode.
Right.
Then you get to the finals.
And who's going to draw them? Steph or KD?
Well, my point being is, even though we are acknowledging things here, to be the face of a team, it's also part of the public's perception. And the public doesn't go all in on the NBA until football's done, March Madness is done. Then the NBA owns the world in May and June for about 7 weeks. Right now, it's still Steph's team to a majority of American consumers. With your take, I think when the playoffs happen and the world watches KD, because I think KD's remarkable.
Yeah.
And on this team, you can't double him now.
And so if Steph struggles again, say they play Cleveland, he struggles one more time for the third time against Cleveland?
I'm telling you, the brand now feels Steph, but it's almost like March Madness. That's when we watch college basketball, and it changes our perception in 2 weeks.
I think it's still arguable that Steph is even maybe the most important player. Because when he's aggressive, early in the season, he's getting KD involved. They weren't playing quite as well. In January, he's taken the most shots by far, and they're playing, even against Cleveland, he was just aggressive. He's got to play just like he did last year as far as taking those crazy shots, getting assists, forcing the action. Even when Durant has it going, they need Steph playing that way because everybody else is off balance because of his shooting range.
Listen, I love Steph Curry. I really do, but he's not 7 foot. And that size and that efficiency and the way Durant's playing eventually is just going to cast a shadow over that entire team.
Steph also controls the ball, though, as the point guard.
But it's easier to take Steph out of the game, like Cleveland has done. Even when they were down and injured, he's not as efficient against Cleveland. It's hard to take Durant out the game.
Well, you can't take him out.
If he's out the game, that means he's just missing shots. There's no defense that can stop him.
He's the best.